That's why I'm nervous.
It's a whole new angle for everybody in the world. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily. Welcome back after a one-day hiatus. We would blame it on Optimum, but I'll just say we were getting the desk installed, right? And we went
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
We would have had a late start because we did get our internet back in the early afternoon.
Early afternoon. That's why we went live on Facebook. It is Sturch. It is Gooch. It is Dina behind the glass over there. It is A4 over there. We got a packed house today. Big show coming up because, goddamn, we missed a whole hell of a lot of stuff yesterday. But first, we have to say we are coming to you live. Did I say forced? Forced. This is forced? It's forced.
It's multiple points in one. It's forced.
Forced and first and foremost, welcome back to the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. And for the first time ever, coming to you live from the Cabinet Creations and Custom Interiors Sports Desk. That's a mouthful. I got to talk to my uncle. We got to like abbreviate it or something.
Abbreviated version of that.
Abbreviated, but thank you to my uncle, Uncle Billy. Him and his crew came in here yesterday, assembled this thing. This thing is a force to be reckoned with. I love it. It feels good. It feels good to be, I don't know, just something I've always really wanted
it's
since
definitely
jump.
A different feel. It's got me a little nervous to do the show today. I said at the outset, I don't know. I just like turning to look at you.
Aha.
What's up, bro?
It's okay. We can look at the masses. We look at Anthony. We can't see Dina. That was by design. But so I hope everybody's enjoying. Bailey's in the house. Ash, what's up? Good morning. AJ in the house as well. TV between y'all. I mean, come on now. We got the part, baby. Listen, day by day. This is day one. Day one of this setup, this new regime. So I'm glad everybody's enjoying themselves this morning. I first also want to say, like the video. Do that before Ashley gets mad. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're up to 741 now. We are on our way to 1,000. That is the goal. Well, short-term goal at least. The first goal. The first 1,000 is the hardest, I think. Like
yeah, once
you do that, then it's like
the hump. I think you enter a different realm in YouTube algorithm, and we'll start to get a lot more traction.
Yeah, so
organically
do that, but share it out there. Tell your friends about Chop Sports. We are live every day, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock, except for yesterday. That's we're just going to omit that one. But also, if you want, patreon.com, ladies and gentlemen, patreon.com/Chop Sports. You can support Chop Sports. Help us get over to the next level. There's a $3, $5, $10 way to support Chop Sports. We want to thank everybody who already does that because that's why the lights are on. That's why we have a desk. That's why we have all these new fun toys to play with because every single dollar that we've made in the last year, Gooch, has literally been pumped right back into the business. Yeah. So we really haven't been able to go out there.
As I've been doing the QuickBooks over the last couple of days, I've realized.
You're a QuickBooks master now all of a sudden. No. Yeah, man. You should be an accountant.
I fucking hate QuickBooks and I hate accounting. I don't know how anybody's like, I want to be an accountant. Oh my goodness.
Your mom's an accountant?
I have a job for her.
Yeah, if she wants to move out. She don't even have to move here. We could just kind of go with it. I'm with it.
It's a tough situation, the QuickBooks, man. It is easy. It's just when you don't keep up with it for a full year, then you have your hands full. It's very easy to use. I regret not using it 6 months ago and keeping up with things.
Keeping up with the all the expenses that is Chop Sports. Other people coming in the chat right now. Janine, guess what? First show with a new desk and homeboy's wearing your shirt over there. Absolute eyewear. Here we go again. He doesn't know how to point to himself. It's amazing to me,
bro.
You're like,
I'm looking at the mirror.
Where's the logo? Oh, I don't know. Like, you know where it is, and I guarantee you, it's going to show you on the screen.
Well, that's what I did.
You did it wrong again.
Well, no, I'm just showing what I did on the screen.
I will say that I want to thank your brother for not only changing his name to Junior, but uploading a picture. That makes my life so much easier.
Oh, yeah, good. Carl's in the house. What's going on? Nice Chop Sports logo picture right in the middle is the play. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Don't worry. That's coming too. It's great. It's all going to be good. Desk looks great. Glad to see you're still practicing.
Nice spot for the toast.
I can almost.
I thought I was giving him a pound. I was just telling them that we got a spot for the toast and the sauce when they want to come on.
Yes, right down smack in the middle. So you'll fit there beautifully. So yes, we went over what did I say? We went over the Patreon already. YouTube, good. Dat Chat, be sure, is the brand new social media platform that we're a part of. Go check it out. iOS and what is it? Android? What is Android store?
iOS and Android. It's the Google Play Store.
The Google Play Store. Okay, so do that. Look up Dat Chat. Is a brand new social media. It's uncensored. You can't get exposed because nobody can screenshot your shit. It's the way to really start upping your creep game. Really,
they can definitely expose themselves to you.
Yes, because I believe Dina within the first couple days was getting a lot of DPs, right?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah, so I mean that's cool. I get Hey Handsome from like 75 people a day. Some dudes, some guys, some girls. I don't know who they are. I just decline them.
I should start opening my.
I guarantee you,
I probably have like 50.
You have 1,000 bots in your inbox right now.
What is this about?
What? I can't. I wasn't looking at the screen. What's wrong?
It says, "Thank God Chris put his clothes back on from yesterday."
I think what he's referring to is the fact that I had the same pink hoodie on that I had on yesterday.
No. I think what I said was on the live that you were stripping down because you were so excited about what we're going to talk about today.
So there is
yes, the clothes are back on according to Joe. Joe is actually manning the door, manning the front door right now because Optimum decided I was about to do an accent and get canceled, but I won't. They told me that they would be here between 11 and 2, and I said, that's not going to work. And he's like, well, that's the only thing we got. I was like, all right, go ahead,
I wonder what accent you were going to do.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Let's move on indeed. So anyway, so besides all the plugs that I just did, I do want to say that Scoop's bracket got full. So that's good, right?
Kind of.
Fullish. I mean, what happened was he split everything down the middle. Once we got to 50 people, $200 is a little steep. It is a little steep for the common man. Like even me, I'm just like, I think it's not.
You got to start this earlier. You don't need the tournament season to be starting a tournament pool. You started a month and a half early, and this way you have time to fill $200 boxes.
Right. So he filled
$200 boxes. I feel like if Scoop would have just went at the 100, people would have bought 2, but by now there's a lot of people that would have been out on 200 that would have been in on 1. So next time, Scoop, $100.
Yeah. So now bracket. The brackets are coming. Things are about to, get going. It's already March, considering what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, March Madness is underway. What game was it?
Which one?
The buzzer beater.
Damn, I don't know. You know what? I do know that there was
what was the game? The buzzer beater yesterday.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, you know what? Nick Shine threw it in my inbox yesterday, and I'll just look that up because that's what the hell was it? The buzzer beater was. Shine throw. It was Chattanooga and somebody else. I know. I'm watching the Chattanooga versus.
Nonetheless,
scroll over your screen
because we got our first buzzer beater to advance to the tournament. So big things, and that's not the big news out of college basketball yesterday. Wagner and Bryant. Wagner versus Bryant.
What are we doing here?
It made it out to be a lot worse.
The Malice in the Palace Part 2.
It was a bad thing for college sports, and there was fans and players getting involved in a brawl, but I don't think any players made it into the stands. I
think they tried.
They tried,
and they were pulled back. Yeah,
they were pulled back. The thing lasted like 3 or 4 minutes, and what did they end up doing? They kicked all of Wagner's fans out.
I don't know if that was the final play of it.
I think the game was stopped for like 30 minutes. They ended up kicking the entire student section of Wagner out of the game. So at that point, I mean, the game was well in hand. It was like a 30-point game.
How this fight in particular, bro? Like there was, I just rewatched it. You pulled it up before.
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't a great fight, but like, how much of a clown show do you have to be to like put your hood up and then run and then just just like throw one last hoorah, like a reckless rabbit punch, and then it's like, come on, man, just square up, dog.
I mean, in a situation like that, you get the gang mentality and you get people piling on. And I understand when there's a fight, things happen. But yeah, I'm not going to be the guy that's throwing random punches over shoulders at people I don't know and do nothing to me.
You got to be another level, next level piece of shit to do something like that.
At the same time, I don't know the storyline behind what happened in all this. There could be a guy whose nephew was getting punched in the face and he sees it from a road down.
Oh, all right.
You have no idea. So
there is a little bit of extra news coming from Kyle saying the one player was trying to get to the stands to defend his mom. She was stuck in the middle of the melee. So yeah, that's the reason why you go in.
To the whole what's going on in LA with Russell Westbrook and how you can't disrespect his name. I mean, you're getting paid. Is
he mad about Westbrook?
Well, what it is Russell Westbrook's family and kids are getting ridiculed and.
Oh,
yeah.
Comes with the territory, bro. Your daddy's a millionaire. Sorry.
I understand. If you're 4 years old, you don't want to hear things. Think about it. If you're playing professional sports, you have your daughter at the game. I understand his side of it. I also agree that the fans are going to say what they want, and that's part of it. Pay for a suite. Have your kids and your wife sit upstairs where the rest of the rich people sit. That's my suggestion.
Or put them in a suite. Yeah.
That said, it is an unfortunate situation for guys when they want to bring their family to the game and they can't even enjoy themselves. But I guess that's par for the course when you make $45 million and you suck.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
West bitch is what they're calling it.
No. West Brick. And
West bitch is good
I'll
too.
go on record and say that I'm a big fan of Russell Westbrook. So I'm not here to slander the man.
Here comes Scoop. Here comes the putter throw.
I think it's a bad situation. I think the roster in LA was poorly constructed. And Russell Westbrook, while I'm a big defender of his, I will go and admit that he's not the greatest winner. You know, he's not going to be there to win games. He's definitely a stat slut, courtesy of my boy.
Stat slut.
Chris
that was
Payne.
the best. Payne dropped that yesterday.
It's a very spot-on way to put it. He's a stat slut, but you can't be a stat slut without being at least a good player. So all the slander.
He's a compiler. He's a compiler.
I don't know how this turned into the Russell.
I don't know because we're talking about
Russ
people in the
stands
stands
today, though. We do have it's
a different Russ
episode.
But anyway, yeah. So crazy start to March Madness, but the madness was really yesterday, and I was like, man, leave it up to this day to be the day that we don't have like a working show. It's one day that we have had a year's worth of shows.
There's days where
blips.
we struggle to come up with some content. We have to do evergreen shit and talk about sports movies for the 13th time in a calendar year.
Don't hate on my sports movies, bro.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, like, we run out of things. I'm actually saying I've given the idea to do the topic over and over, so I'm not here to bash the idea. Yours and Scoop's episode was great. Scoop could have used the fucking manscaper on his face, but
Scoop's got a Wolverine thing going on. He's got this he's got the summer beard, I want to say. It's like my brother used to have that, but now he actually grows a nice full beard.
The radio beard. You're supposed to wear that beard on the radio. Definitely not on YouTube.
But
that's another conversation. I know I talked a lot at length about how I ripped into Scoop a lot on the Chop Heads podcast early in the day, so I'm going to tone it down now. I don't want to turn this
be sure to do that as well,
apart.
ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to download the Chop Heads Combat Sports podcast. We had your boy Rob come in and sit in on that one. You know what's funny? We didn't even have a chance to, before we get into all the stuff yesterday, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the golf club. Like, that was a thing that we met late on Monday. Was it Monday? Yesterday was Tuesday. Yeah. So late Monday night, the golf club came in here. TGC. Yeah, TGC came in here. We met both of those guys. Great dudes. What a concept, by the way. And dude, they're gonna let you do your speed golf.
Yeah, no, I found
you found a loophole.
Look, this is a thing that I'm excited about. I'm not in shape for it unless they let me just do like 3 holes, maybe a hole.
A hole.
A par 3, ideally.
Wow, so you're basically gonna run the length of a football
definitely
field.
Not in shape to run a fucking golf course right now. Not the front 9, not the back 9, no 9, maybe 3.
No 9.
A ninth. I could do
9th at 9.
I could do a 9th of
the Gilmore.
Course, but I'm not doing 9.
I feel like you can do it. Me and Kyle did 9 holes in
Do you understand what I'm getting at here? I could definitely golf 9 holes because I'm a fucking human being. Everyone could golf, right?
I mean,
it's about
that's
running the course.
bold. I mean,
so it's like ready.
Not everybody can golf.
Go.
Oh, you have to
and you have to. It's like
so there's no
the
strokes.
Stopwatch goes.
It's just
I
go.
hit the ball and I could hit it 50 times if I do it in under a minute.
Heard
and that's
that.
a pretty good. Well, that would be world record speed. But
oh boy,
yeah. You understand the concept, speed golf. So we have a venue. If I have any challengers that would like to,
your own girl coming in. Maybe if you went to the gym.
Oh, stop!
You skinny fat bastard.
Yeah, I'm working on my my ab.
As long as you have one, I think it's like a uniform. It's good. Oh boy. So Gijo and Peter, awesome dudes. FYI, both are much better bowlers than golfers. Well, according to them and according to their golf, the way they described it is that it's more like beer league golf, like not, and there's nobody over there with like a super duper handicap.
We have a couple
or whatever.
Golfers that are interested. Maybe we could get you guys out there on the course and
it'll be fun.
Chop Sports and get a little foursome going. Pause.
Heard that. Okay. So anyway, so that was that meeting. There could be cool things in the works, coverage and all sorts of crap. So it'll be fun. Yeah. So that's that. But yesterday, biggest news of the day first, because this is all of a sudden just a day that just went crazy.
I wonder if there's anybody that's been saying that the news on Adams and Rodgers was going to drop.
If there was only somebody at a small market
that's been
sports media company
for the past, I guess, when did they get beat by the 49ers? Which I have to bring up.
January, late January.
So it's been, I guess, about 6 weeks that I've been saying, guys, don't worry, Rodgers and Adams will be back, and here we are. Rodgers and Adams are back.
So yesterday, Aaron Rodgers, the news breaks that all of a sudden he gets a $200 million deal for 4 years. That has since been debunked by A-Rod himself. He said that's not a thing. He said that it's, I am back, guys. I am back, but there's nothing signed, which leads me to believe that every piece of like guaranteed money he was owed was given to him up front, like right now. I think that's what happened. So there's no actual signing. There's just a massive restructure with a little bit of an extendo because he said there was nothing signed.
Well,
What does
there
that
was
mean?
nothing signed just yet, and meaning there might be something signed. They're just waiting to work out the small details of it. I know that Pat McAfee came out and said that the contract details, and then he was like, my sources tell me, he's like, all right, guys, my source is Aaron. Aaron told me that I didn't sign the contract that they're saying I signed. In fact, I didn't sign anything just yet. And people forget Rodgers is under contract. Maybe he did nothing. Maybe he did nothing except take a little bit of money and cut the cap hit in half this year. So he has a chance to where it doesn't cripple the team with his guaranteed money and huge signing bonus up front. And he could revisit things after each season and decide if he wants to keep playing.
So what does that mean? We got to deal with this every year?
I don't think that you're going to deal with the trade speculation going forward.
Well, I mean, the one destination that was linked to, that also got addressed.
Well, I mean, any team will get involved. You know, any team. Yeah. The Commanders were involved. There's a lot of teams right now that are starving for a quarterback. That's going to be the case. If Rodgers becomes available, there will definitely be suitors. I don't think Rodgers really wanted to go to the AFC anyway.
I don't think he wanted to go anywhere.
That was all bullshit. But I don't think Rodgers is going to play 4 more years. So to hear that he's getting a 4-year deal, I don't know about that. Giving him that much money guaranteed up front with the possibility of him retiring, I think that's what the logistics are. And plus, we need to save some money for Davante to get the long-term deal, which is what Pat McAfee was alluding to when he was talking about it. He said Rodgers wants to leave some money for his quote-unquote friends.
Bakhtiari.
Adams, more or less. It's more Adams, and I guess Mark has.
So Adams comes back on the franchise tag. What are your thoughts about the franchise tag? Do you think that gets done, or do you think this guy's going to be playing on an $18 million bill?
I think it's been pretty apparent since the first Rodgers McAfee interview where he talked about the contract situation and whether he was going to come back or not. And he said, you know, there's a date looming, and it was the day that he ended up saying he's coming back, and he wanted the Packers to franchise Davante Adams. And really all that does is it extends the window to, I guess, negotiate exclusively unless the team is willing to give up 2 1s and extend Davante Adams and give him all
that's a lot of guap.
With the franchise tag, now you get compensated if the player leaves. I don't think there's going to be anybody lining up to give up 2 1s and the contract, but you never know. Not for a wideout. If it was a quarterback, you can make the case.
Well, there are teams out there with 2 1s with a lot of money. You know, we'll talk about that as we go on. But Green Bay seems to be
Adams put him over the top, or does the draft picks and development do it?
Draft picks and development will probably do it. Yeah, I agree. Breaking news: Eric Fisher will not re-sign with the Colts. So another offensive lineman on the market. So yesterday was the deadline day for all the tagging. That's a big deal because there was notable guys tagged. I'm talking, you know, Chris Godwin. I'm talking about, obviously Adams. We just talked about that. Mike Gesicki in the tight end market. Dalton Schultz of the Dallas Cowboys. So there was multiple tags given out, but then there were multiple tags that weren't given out. That's almost more the shocking part of things, because then you got like guys like Chandler Jones who are going to be testing the market. The Honey Badger testing the market. So
J.C. Jackson
testing the market. So there's going to be a lot of money going around because the salary cap's going up.
I'm surprised that New England's letting him walk.
They're not. But they're cheap though. They got rid of Gilmore before they had to pay him.
Yeah, but that's why I thought they got rid of Gilmore was because
so they had him. That could be a thing too.
So I'm confused what they're doing, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
I think so. Obviously, that's what happens with Rodgers. The Packers now become obviously the easy, at least number 2 team in the NFC if you have to give it to the Rams because they just won the title. So maybe the number 2 or 1 team in the NFC all over again.
Yesterday, so it's Super Bowl or bust for the Packers. I was like, yeah, what changes?
I mean, nothing's
Super Bowl
changed.
Or bust for the last decade.
It's been Super Bowl bust for every NFL team, really. I mean,
yeah, but
in a sense,
when you're a perennial contender and it's Super Bowl or bust. And now when you got this contract, supposedly the contract, I'm not sure what the contract's going to be, but
what about the, before you know what, I just get into it. I mean, look, yesterday, Aaron Rodgers thought he was going to have a day to himself.
Well, before we get off this topic, I did want to bring up the fact that a lot of people are talking about now Jordan Love is on the trade block. And I'm here to say that that's not true. Jordan Love isn't going anywhere. I'm pretty sure the Packers came out this morning.
How many? But
they have no interest in trading Jordan Love.
That's unfortunate for Love then, because how many years is he going to sit behind Rodgers?
Just so we're clear, he's in his 2nd year this year, so he going to his 3rd year. That's standard.
That's not. He wasn't a rookie last year.
He wasn't. I know he was in his 2nd year.
So he's going to his 3rd year.
His 3rd season right now. So typically,
and
Rodgers sat for 3 seasons. If Rodgers retires after this year, which based on what he said, there is going to be consideration on that.
It's every year we're going to do
Jordan Love will inherit the starting job in the same season that Aaron Rodgers did. And right now, I'm not sure that Jordan Love is ready. So another year of seasoning. I do think that the value is as high as it's going to be with the weak quarterback class in the draft this year. But that said, you could get the top quarterback that would be in this year's draft class and you have him under contract already. I feel like, what are you going to get for Jordan Love at this point?
All I'm saying, but all I'm saying is this. He's going into his 3rd year, right? So let's just say Rodgers plays this year and then retires. So now Jordan Love will be going to his 4th year, and truth be told, that's contract year. That's now you're up for your 5th year option.
So they'll know whether they're going to pick up that option.
How do you know? You got nothing, no tape on this kid.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, one game.
I don't think that they really have to worry about the option. I think we cross that bridge when we get to it. If Jordan Love doesn't have any more than 2 or 3 starts, they're not going to give him that 5th year. But
why hypothetically?
Also, you have a 38-year-old quarterback that's going to be 39.
Yeah, but Brady showed you can play into your 40s at an effective level.
Fair. Tom Brady showed you could play at an effective level. A lot of things can happen in the NFL season, the course of 2 seasons at that.
What I'm saying is this: Hawaii Mike just brings up a good point. If Rodgers stays all 4 years, Love will be 27 before he even steps on the field, right? So my only thing is this: would you rather, hypothetical situation here for the Packers, if you're Guten Goose or you're Chris Gucci, who, by the way, owns some of the Green Bay Packers, if Anthony's eyes just lit up, like, what do you mean you own Packers? You didn't know that? He owns it. He's got a piece of paper.
There's a stock.
Don't worry about how many percent it is.
It's a figurehead thing. It's for fans, and it's a piece of paper on my wall. I get an invite to go.
We should put it right here, actually, by the way.
I should bring it here.
I mean, look, I got my broadcasting certificate in my office. You should have ownership of the Packers in yours. But anyway, my hypothetical situation is this, or at least question.
So look, this is really hypothetical because if Rodgers stays all 4 years, you're basing this off of a false report.
What's a false report?
He literally said, I didn't sign a 4-year deal. So it's really moot.
Can I ask a hypothetical?
Yeah, go ahead.
If hypothetically he stays for 4 years, wouldn't you rather get the value for Jordan Love right now in a trade than keep him for 4 years and then say, we're not signing them?
Okay.
Yes. That's a yes, right?
Now understanding the fact that I think people discount the value of a backup quarterback in the NFL, specifically when you have a 38-year-old, 39-year-old. And another thing that's going on with the COVID bullshit.
COVID's done.
I hope, but you never know.
The NFL removed all the protocols. It's over.
They've removed protocols and added them back in several different places across the board. So until it's done, and it's done. And
done.
And we
now you sound like Law and Order.
Because COVID protocols are happening in the NBA still. So I'm not sure if it's done, but we'll see.
It's as done as it's
That said, I wouldn't be upset if they traded Jordan Love because I'll take the value we could get for him. I also don't think that the value that we would get, possibly a 2nd-round pick at best, is worth it.
But he's never going to be worth more than he is right now.
Okay, so now what, though? We get rid of Jordan Love. We get a 2nd-round pick. He might be more worth it. What if Rodgers misses 4 games down the stretch and Jordan Love goes 3-1, takes him to the playoffs, and wins a playoff game?
Now you're bringing up hypotheticals.
I'm bringing up, but that's what we're doing here.
I know.
That's all
that
we're
was the
doing.
joke. That was the joke.
Oh,
I brought up a hypothetical.
Got me.
Good Lord. He's fired up, folks. He's supposed to be happy about this shit.
I'm defending Jordan Love.
Oh, now we're on the Jordan Love.
Get his jersey
being
in town.
We'll hang that even higher. The Jordan Love jersey. Put it in the rafters.
Wrong since day one, so Packer fans have no right to not like Jordan Love. And I don't think that we're going to get the value for him. We used a 1st-round pick. Granted, it was probably a wasted pick at this point. We could definitely use a T. Higgins or someone along those lines.
T. Higgins.
But Jordan Love is the guy, and we have a good backup quarterback.
Chris Payne coming in saying, judging by the space between me and you, COVID is alive and well.
Yeah.
Guys, just like the
camera, that joke home. He brought
the camera is giving the illusion. Like, I'm very close to Gooch. Like, I know this looks far, but I can almost.
Wouldn't it be more weird if I was like,
hi everybody, welcome to another show here. Yeah, no, that's very weird. Very weird. Run over the headphones there. Scoop, we need oil from social. Nicholas, Dave, I love your face. Nikki, baby. All right, what's up, baby? Oh, Nikki's in the house today. So anyway, what was I doing? I got a text. You sound so much louder than Chris. I don't know what that means.
Louder?
Oh, louder.
He is louder than Chris.
I mean, Dave is a loud mother.
I'm a loud mother effer, bro. Like, come on now.
Soft-spoken. So, who sent you that text?
I don't know. I don't have this number saved in my phone. That's kind of very awkward. Anyway, I got a text from a random number. It says Aaron Rodgers just retired. This is weird. It just keeps coming. I'm like Boomer Esiason all of a sudden. I'm just gonna get a random text from sources that I know. But now here's the deal. Ready for this? Source says Giants close to signing Mitchell Trubisky. That's a move that I would make 1,000% if I'm the New York Giants. Because if you don't think you're sold on a guy like Daniel Jones, that's your stopgap between the next big thing. apparently, according to sources, there's been some kind of revelation. There's been some kind of everybody's believing in Trubisky again. He's sat behind Josh Allen, and maybe this is all just a little smoke.
Don't count me in on one of those everybody.
I mean,
I do not believe Mitchell Trubisky can't throw. He could run the football, and he's decent in terms of handing the ball off. And I guess you saw Allen Robinson have some success, but there's also highlight reels or low light reels, if you want to call them that, of Darnell Mooney like roasting like 13 defenders throughout the season and just getting missed by 20 yards. And it was Mitch Trubisky throwing the football. I don't believe in him as a passer. If the Giants want to have this, almost hybrid offense where they kind of have Mitch Trubisky just running the football and doing these option runs, then maybe, but they already have that in Daniel Jones. I don't know that Trubisky's really the better athlete. I don't think he's really a better passer. I don't think he's a great decision maker. I'm not sure what people see in Mitch Trubisky. Could we see the second coming of Ryan Tannehill?
The only reason why I say this is because that Gable was his coach, or his offensive coordinator. He worked with him every day. So if he saw something in him and he wants to bring another one of his boys, then do that, But I like it. I like the move for the Giants, not so much for as a fan of the Cowboys, because guys like Mitch Trubisky will beat us.
You're good, bro. Mitch Trubisky sucks. Yeah, he sucks.
Okay.
You're fine.
All right.
Hope for the best there, and that would be him going to the Giants.
Mark says no comment from the Bears fan on Mitch. Look, yeah. I mean,
he knows what it
is.
He
knows what it is. Mitch or Jordan Love. Mitch has experience.
Now they have a slightly worse version of him and Justin Fields. Go figure.
Is that he wins football? Yeah, dude. I think his record is like 68-31 or something as a starter. Like he's a winning quarterback.
I wonder what their points per game were in those games.
Does it matter? He's getting the job done.
Yeah, I mean, Khalil Mack, Quinn, or Hicks, those were the guys getting the deal done.
Who cares?
In Chicago.
But I'm saying, who cares? If you're winning. Alex Smith wasn't the greatest.
I don't know. I didn't see Mitch Trubisky win much. Maybe in, who'd he beat? Does he have any playoff wins? I'm confused.
Hey, who'd he ever beat? Who'd he ever beat?
I'm confused.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And Garoppolo has won big games. Mitch Trubisky is not. Okay. So you could compare them in terms of regular season, maybe, and how they both can't throw. But Garoppolo, I would take over Mitch Trubisky 10 times over.
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, we also have a bigger story. Rodgers thought the day was his, right? Rodgers thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to sign. I'm going to tell everybody I'm back. I'm going to steal the show. But here comes the chef. Russ is cooking again. Russell Wilson traded to the Denver Broncos. And by the way, first of all, the first Photoshop I saw, not this one. This one's dope. This one's got the old school, the old school Broncos uniform. The other Photoshop I saw was definitely 1,000% Drew Lock with Russell Wilson's face on him. And it was just like the body just didn't meet the shirt. Right? Yeah. No, they changed his arms to black.
White arms.
No, I mean, it was weird. It was just a weird Photoshop. But anyway, so Russ Wilson gets traded for a third world country, okay? Because the haul that the Seattle Seahawks got with this, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, their tight end, and, of course, Drew Lock, their quarterback. So I beg the question, did they get fleeced, or is this a smart move out of Denver, who I believe were the quarterback away from competing in the West?
So when you say a quarterback away, you look at how the Rams were with Matthew Stafford, and they got him. I don't think that they're competing. They're a quarterback away from competing, but they're not a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. When you make this deal, you have to win a Super Bowl. That's as far as I see it. You got to win a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, I think, netted a little bit less. They did get a better quarterback back in the trade, but really, is Goff that much better than anybody at this point? Not sure. But it is a lot, man. Noah Fant in the deal. They get a good defensive tackle that's an immediate starter wherever he goes, probably. At least
Shelby Harris, yeah.
2 1s, 2 2s.
So they got the picks back that they lost to the Jets
that they were starving for. But now there's a situation where there's not many great quarterbacks in this draft class. There was pictures of Matt Corral and Pete Carroll yucking it up at the combine. So maybe there's some legs there. I would probably wager that Matt Corral ends up in Seattle one way or another now that they got these picks. Where did Denver pick? Where they got like the 16th? Oh, 9th. So yeah, they'll get whoever they want at quarterback. They might get the top quarterback in the class at this point.
I don't know. Nick's coming in saying Wilson a few years ago, sure, but not today. He's coming off the injury. He wasn't the same. There's a lot of reports coming out of the Athletic that he was checked out of Seattle, right? So a new environment, a new scenery will change a guy. Look, I think this is a good move for him. The Broncos, they really did improve their team, I think, dramatically. I don't know if losing those picks. Look, the Rams are now the blueprint. F them picks, right? Like, we don't need no picks. We're fine. We got Russ Wilson now throwing it to Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick. Now he's got, they have the running game that we love.
Anymore, so I wonder who their tight end's going to be, and there is no one really on the market.
There's a tight end on the draft that everybody's starting to shoot up the side. Like,
and they do have some draft picks, but the problem is they don't have a quarterback now. So
they don't have draft picks. You said that.
They don't have.
They don't have draft picks. They gave them away.
I thought I said they did, so maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Who are we talking about again? No.
Yeah. Right. So Noah Fant is a free agent 6 months anyway. Denver wasn't going to pay him. Well, that makes sense then. Just drop him off. Yeah, drop him off as almost like a rental. You know?
But given the fact that they weren't going to pay him and he was gone in 6 months, and you're in win now mode because you just gave up all that draft capital, I feel like Noah Fant would have been a guy that I would have tried my best to keep.
You know what's the craziest thing, bro? The Broncos are for sale. Like, this team is up for sale right now. Like, there's a group led by Peyton Manning that wants to buy the team. There's a group led by John Elway that wants to officially buy the team. These guys are in like total like I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Peril?
They're not really in peril because
as far as the ownership is
changing move.
They're in purgatory.
But I get what you're saying.
No, purgatory's not.
I guess purgatory is.
Purgatory might be.
They're kind of waiting to be sold, but I don't think that changes anything in terms of the decision makers. In terms of the way
I'm just saying
goes.
it's going to have whoever owns the team like now has to inherit all of this stuff. Which again, all of this stuff meaning. Oh, by the way, I'm going to own the team, but we also don't have draft picks for the next 2 years. We don't have draft picks. We don't have a tight end. We don't have a defensive tackle.
I'll tell you what I think about the trade and why I think it's a good trade for Denver, and then why I think it might.
Oh yeah, Hawaii Mike definitely. Kanye and AB trying
a good
to
trade
too.
Because what it does to the locker room. You know, you get a guy like Russ in there. I feel like the team feels very similar to the way most people feel about the team. That Denver's just a quarterback away. They have the pieces. If you're in that locker room, it's hard to not think the same thing. So now what Russ brings to that locker room is confidence that they could actually make the leap and actually go all the way. Now, when you look at Russ, there's been this let Russ cook campaign going on for years and years. And Russell Wilson had most of his success in his career when it was Pete Carroll handing the ball off 30 times a game to Marshawn Lynch and then Chris Carson or whatever back was doing it for Seattle at the time.
Correct.
Ever since you saw the wideouts kind of take shape in Seattle, DK, you got Lockett, who's undervalued, and they have a passing attack now all of a sudden, but accompanied with the passing attack means more L's. So Russell Wilson has never had success when he's been the guy that's had to carry the team. So if he's going to be expected to go to Denver and carry them, I don't know that's the right move. I think if he hands the ball off to Javonte Williams, and I think Melvin Gordon will be back in town because former teammate of Russ at NC State will note. So I think there might be a little bit of a hometown discount to bring Melvin Gordon back because Russ is now the quarterback. I think Denver's offense is legit as long as they don't shy away from what made them legit to begin with, and that's just handing the football off to these big backs and let Russ win it in the fourth quarter. I think that's what he does best. But I'm still not sold on him going forward at 33. He might have lost a step. We'll see. I'm not a big believer in Russ over the last 6 to 8 months.
Kyle coming in saying something to keep in mind. Seattle took a chunk of the cap hit, so Denver technically gets Russ 2 years, $51 million, which is actually a very good value. I agree with that one. I mean, if it's 25.5 a year, kidding me? That's of
course, and it also
money.
You know, I want to imagine that there's not going to be 2 years, $51 million for Seattle. I think that because there's only 2 years left in the deal, you're going to see an extension come
for Denver.
soon.
Denver.
Yeah. Or Denver. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Denver's going to have to pony up a little bit.
Now, what's to say about Seattle, bro? Like, yes, you're getting picks, fine. But now you're going into your locker room in your offseason with Drew Lock as your quarterback. Your running back situation has always been suspect. Now there's rumors that you're trying to shop Lockett, and now the Jets are involved with rumors about giving out one of their first-round picks for DK Metcalf. Is this a complete blow-up at this point?
Bobby Wagner got cut.
Who, by the way, reports now that Dallas are pursuing him. I'll believe that shit when I see it, but go ahead.
I mean, I feel like you might be better off not at this point in his career.
No way. You bring a guy like that in the team. You do.
At what cost? We'll see.
Well, I'm just saying
you can. Money, so if it's not going to be for much, right? If they do bring in Wagner, it'll probably be for a little dollar value.
Jesus, Russ Wilson equals Drew Lock. Don't at me. People are going to add you on that one.
I have a question though. This is a question that I asked you earlier, and it's nothing really that important, but it's something of note, I think. Now, Drew Lock wears number 3. Russell Wilson wears number 3. They're traded for each other. You would imagine Denver's going to have no problem giving Russell Wilson Drew Lock's number. Now, Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl for Seattle. He's definitely one of their most loved players in their team's history, franchise history, no doubt about it. Does Drew Lock ask for number 3? And if he does Seattle give it to him? On the heels of this trade.
I want to say that Drew Lock changes his number.
I think so too.
Because I think out of respect for him, like I was irate last year when Dallas gave away Tony Romo's number to that bum Jalen Smith. You know what I mean? Like that was, I was irate, and that guy's been around. That was gone for 10 years before they gave it up. You know what I mean? Well, not 10 years. But
I don't think. And
close to it.
Ken Paulman's sitting here saying he was a magician with no O-line, and he's more than a game manager. I definitely didn't call Russ a game manager. So I hope you're not trying to quote me on that one. But yeah, he's more than a game manager, but he's not much more. You know. He hasn't had team success without a great defense and a great running game.
Nick coming back in here saying the Jets should take losing seasons and stack 2 years from now. They need a lot of love. Zach Wilson wasn't it. So Nick's giving up on Zach Wilson. If you watch the end of the year last year, I think Zach Wilson showed a lot of progress.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going through puberty now. So in a couple years, he might be.
His voice is going to start cracking, you know.
No, but Zach Wilson, come on, guys. He's so young. I joke all the time about how young he looks. It's not because he looks young. He's actually so young. The guy's 21 years old. So give him some time. I think Zach Wilson will be fine.
So we'll see. Chris Payne obviously showing his appreciation for Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, he can learn, lean on his hands and knees and gum slapping. Okay, that's just too much. But yes, we'll see. 1 year, you can't give up on Lawrence either. That's true too.
When you say 1 year, are you talking about?
He's talking about Zach Wilson. 1 year.
About Calvin Ridley. Woo!
Oh. 1 year, total ban, suspension. Calvin Ridley makes the headlines the other day. We didn't get a chance to look or watch that or talk about it at least. So we will bring it up now because it was a very big topic of conversation. It actually happened right before we recorded the Chop Heads Combat Sports podcast. Calvin Ridley suspended for 1 year for gambling on football via DraftKings in Florida. It's legal. Everything's legal, but there is a code of conduct that you can't do as an NFL athlete. Like, you're not allowed to bet on these games, and he bet on the Falcons. He apparently spent $1,500 on parlays, which, by the way, guys, if you need help on parlays and advice for that, go over to Kyle Kerms. Go over to Kyle Kerms' YouTube and go check out why you shouldn't do that. So he probably should have visited Kyle's YouTube first before doing this and losing that money. But now, not only does he lose his bet on $1,500, he loses $11 million.
I'll say
guaranteed.
Two things. One, I fucking love Calvin Ridley now, because I think he's kind of taking one for the team and letting everybody know, like, yeah, everybody does this shit, guys. Only I'm stupid enough to let everyone know that I'm doing it. But come on, I'm in the NFL. You're my boy, right? Mm-hmm. Yo, here's 1,500. Put in a parlay for me. Simple, done. That's how you do it, Calvin. So that's sure how you let this get to this point, but look, from now on, NFL players take notes. Don't do what Calvin Ridley did. Do what the toast does when he wants to make a bet out of state and he can't. You know, he sends some money to somebody, and you do it the right way.
We do have some breaking news here. The Sauce Network is in talks of potentially sponsoring Calvin Ridley for laying the units.
Absolutely. I mean, like, come on. Calvin Ridley did nothing bad for himself, but his career is going to take a hit. But fan base wise, like, I'm sure everyone's going to love Calvin Ridley now. And I will say this, though. Ghetto Gronk pulled up.
No, don't do it. Because you know what? Emmanuel Acho, who's the biggest disgrace on television right now, also said, like, this is suspect, everybody. And, like, Ghetto Gronk put it out there. I'm not going to
sit here and I think it's hilarious because there is some times when you're watching games and you're like, where the fuck is he going? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but every time Tyreek Hill gets the ball in his hands, he's dancing around forever.
No. It's funny you bring up Tyreek Hill because there's a specific play against the Chiefs where it was Jorgensen chasing him. Right?
A white?
He's a white man.
He's a white man, so chasing
there's no
down.
way that he's going to chase down Calvin Ridley, right?
What, we're not allowed to be faster? No,
he's not faster.
He's not. You're right. He's not
faster. So he's allowed to be if he was, but he's simply not. And you could see that clear as day in the first 10 steps that they both take. And then all of a sudden, Ridley's like, oh, you know what? I think I might let him tackle me here. And there's a couple plays where the announcers are like, he's going out of bounds. Like there's daylight, bro.
Burgundy.
So maybe Calvin Ridley does have a gambling problem. And I know that Kyle posted a tweet. It was a fake tweet, clearly. But
the Castellanos?
Yeah, it was Calvin Ridley saying, yo, I don't have a gambling problem. It was $1,500, and that is a fly to deep left. Fucking great.
That is my fantasy baseball team. They will get into baseball in a little bit. But Bailey McClug coming in. Ghetto Gronk is the best meme page.
Ghetto Gronk.
He is a legend. Whoever he is, he's a legend. He also charges. Like, that's his business model. He charges people for shout outs and stories.
There's a few, which I'll start to give. Honestly, I feel like we should add in a social media segment to the show because I get a lot of like Nick Shine. He's like, bro, you're a legend. You send me the best shit. I send it to you all the time.
All
like,
the time. I get a lot
have
of
very
stuff.
good. I guess I could say I have a good eye for funny things on social media. I can pat myself on the back. But no, I have like 10 things a day that I think would make this show very funny. And maybe I'll stop sending them to people and be like, guys, you got to watch the show to get all my goods.
There it is. And we'll play it right here on the show.
And maybe we'll get some burn from one of these bigger accounts if we keep sharing.
But Ghetto Gronk, if you're listening, you guys are the real MVPs of meme games. But now I ask you this. With this 1-year suspension, is this enough? Is this justified? Should they not be doing any of this shit?
Ridiculous.
But it's ridiculous. But like guys like Pete Rose are banned from baseball.
Pete Rose was betting on games when he was managing them, or something.
Is it because he didn't take the odds boost?
You know.
There was
but look, Pete Rose played in a different
God.
time. Look, the NFL is capitalizing. Like they have deals with FanDuel. They have deals with DraftKings. If you're in business with gambling and you're in business with casinos and sports books, then who the fuck are you? Look at the investment portfolios of all the owners. I wonder if they have any stock in a lot of these big casinos.
You kidding me? You have to walk through the draft. You have to
world.
walk through the DraftKings bar in Dallas.
They all do. Right? If you have anything to do with a casino as an owner,
then
I feel like it's a conflict.
This is a little much.
Michael Jordan gambled on.
But that came out later. Like, you know,
no, it did not. It absolutely did not. Wait. See, you might have been just a little tad young to realize this.
Oh, now he's older than me by
I am 4 years older than you.
eons.
So a tad young to realize it, because when you're 12 or you're 8, you either care or you don't. At 8, you probably don't care about what's going on.
So when was Jordan allegedly gambling?
In the middle of everything.
Like when he went to baseball,
like, bro,
end of his
I'll pull up
career?
videos where they're asking Michael Jordan, like, do you have a gamble? He's like, no. He's like, I enjoy it. It's a hobby. It's like, Michael Jordan, you're losing 10 grand a day. Your dad just got murdered. I'm pretty sure you have a gambling problem. And I'm not saying that loosely. I really do believe, and a lot of people do believe that his father was murdered because.
But what I'm saying is, like, you got Calvin Ridley out there betting on his team. I believe he bet on his team to win. I hope. Imagine the clapback you would get if he bet on his team to lose. What if the Falcons were on the receiving end of that parlay? Like
what were the Falcons against the spread this year? Out of curiosity, anyone grab that for me?
I mean, they were. If I had to guess, the Falcons were. Ready for this? This is bold, and I don't know. 8 and 9. I'm going to say 8 and 9 against the spread. Tina, you got something?
I'm looking.
Okay, she's looking.
4-4 against the spread, 6-2 overall.
That's not right.
What is that, week 8?
Falcons stats.
That's a what? No, they play 17 games, so there has to be 17. It has to equal 17.
Probably as of week 8. It's just an older report.
Older report.
January.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever the case may be, I just feel like
if only we had 13 guys in our comments that have spreadsheets on every fucking football team and what they've done against the spread.
Oh boy. Talk about how the NFL is in cahoots with FanDuel and these sites to see who's gambling on their page again. The NFL paying into their players' lives. Dude, that's why we don't use the car service. I don't know what that means, but
that's why NFL players are like, give us a car service, but it's like, then it's like you have tabs on everything that you do.
Tampa Bay record against the spread is 10-9-0.
No, that you said Tampa Bay. We said
team rankings.
Atlanta. 6-10-1. Scoop came in. Thank you very much, Scoop.
You.
Appreciate you. It's very hard to Google.
I needed that information.
I needed it because I wanted to see because you asked actually. You're like, what was the record against the spread? So there it is. But in any event, So Calvin Ridley suspended for a year. So now what's that do for the Falcons? I mean, obviously now their mock drafts are mock drafting a receiver as their top pick because they don't have one now. They lost Julio. They lost Kyle Pitts is technically, I guess, a receiver, but not really, Falcons are in trouble and they need a quarterback.
You would imagine that there's going to be some type of appeal. I just don't know. When you talk gambling and you talk sports, they're usually very harsh. I don't think that they're going to give him any breaks here. So it's probably just going to be sitting out a year.
All right.
But if he wants to start a podcast, I feel like people would listen. A gambling show.
Yeah.
So Calvin.
That's going to piss off a lot of former podcasters in which we said we had no time in the podcast.
I don't care. I do not care.
All right, don't bring that up. We talked about that already, but that was the I saw that he put that in there, but he probably joined a little late.
I think he's just clarifying what
the clarification
was that there was a guy that saw beer poured on an infant and his mother or something like that.
Oh my God, I would be the first one in the stands. Forget it.
I would go full Cain Velasquez.
There's I was just that is gonna officially be a thing now, right? A thing. Like I would go Cain Velasquez on his ass.
And also shout out to Joe Rogan for doubling down on being probably hated by a lot of people when he was like, "Oh, I wish he would." The only thing I wish is that he wouldn't have shot at him and that he would have just dragged him out of his car and killed him with his bare hands. It's like I don't.
See, I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you.
Don't disagree.
Oh boy. Anyway, LeBron James would never lose a parlay. Jordan was a degenerate. So coming in from Kyle. But anyway, before we get into more updates on the old baseball season, Chris Gooch, you got something for the first time from the desk.
Yes,
Manscaped. Go ahead, Manscaped.
Support for the Chop Sports Daily is brought to you by Manscaped, ladies and gentlemen, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, i.e. your nuts. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you and yours. And yours are your balls. 20% off free worldwide shipping with the code SHOPSPORTS at manscaped.com. And I'm not going to do the math because it's not correct. We've established that.
So
inside this performance package, you got the Lawnmower 4.0, which is by far the greatest nutsack trimmer of all time. No nicks. Or reduced nicks. Reduced nicks. We're not allowed to say no nicks.
Yes, we're not allowed to say no nicks. That's on the
no.
That's on the no say
generation trimmer with advanced skin safe technology, so it reduces those terrible accidents. It has a 400K LED spotlight, so you don't have to get lost in that old taint jungle. Right? The taint jungle is very, very scary stuff. The deep, dark underbelly of man is where no woman should ever have to venture. So take care of your parts down there, boys, so your girlfriends are in good shape. All right. It also has the ball deodorant and the crop preserver, or the crop preserver ball deodorant and crop reviver. I get that wrong every time, but I'll tell you what, I don't know how it works, but I just slap them together and I air it out down there and it works great.
Would you like to stand up and do a demonstration?
No. I brought my gut today. So I'm gonna sit down here.
You didn't say gun, people said gut,
no,
by the way.
My gut. All right. I don't own a gun. I've never even shot a gun.
Really?
But anyway, yeah, it
also
has the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer for up your nostrils and your disgusting waxy ears. So for all you older folk out there that get them strands like me, it takes care of that, and you don't have to face that embarrassment at the barber when Hector is cutting your hair. You don't have to deal with any of that. That made
my dad laugh. By the way,
they're talking shit behind your back, and you have to fake like you know Spanish and laugh at some jokes, even though you know nothing. So the Weed Whacker, the ball hair trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0, Manscaped is the place to get it. Manscaped.com, promo code SHOPSPORTS, 20% off.
Manscaped, jump his bones after cleaning your taint jungle.
Yeah, baby. Dave now finally figured out how to use the words jump his bones because he always thought that it meant to beat somebody up.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, just used it failed.
Well, yeah, it was like it just came out wrong.
There was this guy on the train. I wanted to jump his bones. He was so annoying, and it's like, Dave, I'm not sure that's how it works, but
that's not how that quote goes. No, oh my God, that's not false, Kyle. You're absolutely accurate. I didn't mean it, but anyway, Dina, you got something over there for Lilac and Sage Boutique?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Okay. Gather myself for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Lilac and Sage Boutique is a veteran-owned LEO spouse-operated boutique based out of North Carolina. Their goal is to continue their service by providing affordable clothing to other hardworking women. They ship orders all over the world. Be sure to check them out at lilacsageboutique.com and join their mailing list so you don't miss out on any new arrivals. Use the promo code CHOP10 at checkout to receive 10% off your purchase.
I'm going to need a...
Thank you.
Do they got a logo? A logo from them.
Yes, I got it. Yeah,
I think that's pending.
That is
Lilac and Sage Boutique. We will have a nice overlay for your
Give Dina a camera. We want you guys to tune in, not tune out.
Hey.
Don't say when I do that. That was a bad thing. Anyway, so there was also
all donations, cameras, equipment, anything like that. If anybody feels like we need something, there's a Patreon account. You could subscribe. Well, they're probably all subscribed.
Yes, they're probably all in there. But if you're not,
we will be buying a new camera very soon. For
who?
More
us. We need more us.
What there is a camera for Dina right there. A camera right here.
You do have one there. It's not plugged in, but if that could be a thing. We could bring you up every so often. Dina should also model. Yeah, you're right. So buy some. Dina already bought some stuff, didn't you not?
I did.
You did. So model it. I mean, that wasn't me telling you to model. That's not right. I'm not saying that.
Look, we got Mother's Day coming up around the corner. We got Easter coming up. I don't know if you buy your mom.
You'll wear a
Easter shit.
sundress for Easter.
Mother's Day. I got my mom's birthday coming up, so maybe we'll have to make a little perch.
I'm gonna order some stuff for my daughter.
There you go. Happy birthday to your daughter yesterday, right?
Yeah.
The big one too.
12.
Nice. All right.
What? No, he died today. Biggie Smalls died on March 9th.
Dude, is that why it's on this day like I did like 10 years ago? Like, oh man, Biggie's the best.
Yeah, Dave. You were listening to Chris Jericho covering fucking the Chris Jericho band this morning in the office. So what a different day this is now. He went from praising Biggie on the day he died a decade ago to now listening to, he was like, you'll never guess who this is. And I was like, you're fucking right. I definitely won't.
No, would you say you're like, is this Triple H?
Is it?
It was not. It was Chris Jericho's band Fozzy.
Why does Joseph LaCory want a ball cam? It's a real question.
Oh, bro, just set it up underneath the desk and it's just the whole time it's just nuts. The ball cam. Joe, bro, first of all,
you ever have like, well, everyone's seen like when there's an old Italian dude sits down with his jeans and you get that elf boot in the front. It's like, you do not want to see my elf boot, bro.
Yo, wait a minute. Actually,
jeggings.
Speaking of Joe, I think if I'm not mistaken, what's today? The 9th. Saturday, JR's Joe. Is that? I think that's a thing. He's I think the 3rd of July are back in action. I think at JR's and Ford's.
Oh, if they play until 1 a.m., maybe I'll be able to.
Yes, that's right. You work. That sucks. See, Mark knows Fozzy. Come on now. Oh my God, Payne, Jesus Christ, dude. I can't. These are things I can't.
I bring that up.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, people see it anyway, but yeah, please, Jesus Christ, Payne. Can we have some respect for the GOAT? You think he's the GOAT?
No, stop.
Really?
Not even a little bit.
Who are you more, Biggie or Tupac? What? I'm sorry, I don't know your East or West affiliation.
Tupac.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Close. Come on, it's not even close to me.
3rd of July, back in action. There it is. I told you I was right. I saw Dr. Sean Basinger post about it, or at least share it, because I think Jay Condrick shared it. Yeah, so the whole band's playing Saturday night. JR's nice little dive bar in Ford's.
Mauricio saying the Broncos are back on top, baby. Well, welcome, Mauricio. I'm pretty sure he's new here.
Correct? All right, Mauricio, what's going on? Broncos back on top.
Welcome to Chop Daily, buddy. Give us a like and a subscribe and join the party. And I don't agree that the Broncos are back on top, but they're headed in the right direction. Broncos fans are happy. Seattle fans are happy. I feel like it's a good deal.
Seattle fans are happy?
A lot of Seattle fans are happy. There's been a couple in the comments saying, I think it was someone, Bailey, saying, yeah, I'm from Seattle, and I've been waiting for him to be gone for 2 years.
Wow.
I think that the Russ thing kind of ran its course in Seattle.
Sean is versatile, Ash. Absolutely. Sean is a physical therapist, business owner by day, and rocker by night. he slaps the bass.
He also scored the game-winning goal in the
game-winning goal in the hockey game, which, by the way, we're going to be calling again.
What cup was it?
First Responders Cup in Woodbridge. We'll be doing that. 12. Jesus Christ. 12 NBA games. Raise your hand if you're betting responsibly. I'll raise my hand here.
You definitely said irresponsible.
Oh, irresponsibly. No, I'm not doing that.
Well, if you're following the Sauce's ticket,
then it's very irresponsible, and I'm in. I won again last night, up 2 units yesterday with some toast, some little sprinkle of toast. And dude, see again, I actually bet the under of the Wagner game we were just talking about.
The boys are on a heater right now.
Bro, first of all,
if you want to get on board, now's the time.
The under of the Wagner game was 70, right? And then Toast gives his explanation, and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, that sounds good. Bro, it was like 4 minutes to go in the first half, and Wagner had scored 6 points. I was like, I think this one's going to hit. And then I hit Gonzaga in the first half, and then obviously Kyle's ticket went absolutely bonkers again. So I'll be following you tonight, Kyle. I need some do-re-mi. We got to pay off this desk.
Well, Mauricio is saying, what are we talking about? I mean, you got to put it all together on the field, and they might not have a top 3 defense anymore, and I don't think that they even did. So I think that they're above average top 10 defense, but top 3, that might be a stretch. Is Chris Harris gone?
No.
He's around, but
I don't think he's gone.
They did trade their defensive tackle, so that could have ramifications. We'll see.
There was reports, or not reports, but Von Miller had tweeted out something in a Broncos uniform that there was a possible reunion. So maybe Von Miller goes back to Denver. Yeah, I said the Denver Broncos were a quarterback away from being very, very good.
Yeah, I believe that the Denver Broncos
I don't think they parted away with enough.
A better team, but back on top, there's only one way to find out. Only one team is on top.
That AFC West, my God.
Definitely a tough road ahead of them in the AFC in general.
AFC West, just get out of your division, bro. That's insane. I mean, look, obviously the Chargers are on the rise, which apparently are a bunch of people's sleeper teams for this year coming up. And then you have the Chiefs are obviously who they are. The only one I would say is a little sus right now is the Raiders, but you know, could be Carr, it could be the new coach, could be Josh McDaniels' ride into this whole thing.
Look, the Raiders are a playoff team
from last year.
With everything they dealt with, the Raiders are a playoff team.
Absolutely.
So right now, I would say best quarterback play in any division by far.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
You can make the case that Russ right now is the worst.
Oof.
In that division.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make the case. I'm not saying it's true.
Now that, all right, I want to bring another little ranking system up for you, just on the cuff, off the cuff, whatever you call that, on the fly, right? Rank the NFC quarterbacks. Now that Rodgers is back, Rodgers is one. After Rodgers is
Stafford.
Why?
He won the
Super Bowl? Okay. Total body of work. Do you think Dak Prescott's better quarterback than Matthew Stafford? No. So do you put Dak third?
No.
Who the fuck? Don't even say Kyler Murray.
I'm not going to put Kyler Murray third. I got to think. I got to look through them. Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God.
So
Dak, I did read a thing yesterday that said Dak was the black Kirk Cousins.
That is a false rumor, by the way.
I don't know.
God. I'll tell you right now, Dak Prescott is now the second best quarterback in the NFC. And it's not
smooth sailing, baby. Let's do it. Is Jimmy G going to go to the AFC, hopefully? Right?
You need somebody.
Jimmy G goes to the AFC. I don't know if there's anybody out there to beat Aaron Rodgers.
Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy.
No.
He will never concede.
What?
You will never put him at whatever rank you're wanting him to put him at.
No, I absolutely will.
No,
I think there's a case to be made. I gotta think. You're asking me all.
You got to be quick. You got to be quick.
It's Rodgers and Stafford, no doubt about it. And then after that, you can make the case for Dak. You can make the case for a couple of these younger guys that might come into their own a little bit. Haven't done it yet, but Dak's got some more to prove as well.
Okie dokie. That's fine.
It's a very, very promising situation when I actually think about it, though.
It's a promising situation for the Cowboys too, if they decide to ever win a game in the playoffs.
Any competitive team in the NFC right now is going to have an easier way.
I would say it's wide open, but I don't think it is. I think it's a race between the Packers and the Cowboys and the 49ers obviously will be back there. The Rams will be back there. So maybe a 4 or 5 team upper echelon of teams. I mean, the Saints are probably a quarterback away as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's football. I mean, look, the new league year starts next week. So we're going to get some free agency and all that good shit talking about next week. But before we close, obviously today, here's your little update on the MLB lockout. So here's the thing. They met again last night, which was great. They met way hours of the night, according to Mr. Bob Nightingale, who's, by the way, has been the absolute MVP of this coverage. I feel like he's sitting in the room with them, or he's sitting outside the room, like with his ear on the door. I don't know what it is, but Nightingale's all over this shit, right? So they met into the night last night. There's a couple things that I'm just like, oh my God, like we have to do this, like banning the shift, and we talked about that. But the money is where they're still differentiating. The things that you were talking about, the terms of
service time.
Yeah, service time thing is still up in the air. Nothing is broke today yet, but there are a little bit of whispers that there's optimism in the air that there could be some baseball agreed upon today. This is
a new fake deadline where they made a new deadline. We're saying that if they could get a deal done today, that we won't miss any games. But if they can't, then they're going to miss 2 weeks. So I have an idea.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
So just make it where if you could play all the games, if you have it done today, then you should be able to miss just a week if it happens in a week.
Well, here's the tweet that I read this morning from Bob Nightingale.
Make it make sense.
Right. Lockout day number 98. The Players Association is scheduled to meet soon this morning, which was a couple hours ago, with its executive board providing a written response to MLB's proposal. So MLB was the last ones to have a proposal in their hands. They gave it to the players. They're like, here you go. Take that. Let me know what you think. And they're coming back in, and they're saying MLB wants an agreement by this afternoon, or they'll likely cancel another week of baseball. Yeah. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is how do you have a deadline, right, for missing games, right? And that already passed. So they're like, oh, sorry, you missed a week. You're done, right? So they're like, you know what? I'll tell you what. If we can get it done by Wednesday, we'll give you that week back. Cool. But if we don't, we're taking another week.
That's what I was just
saying. Come on.
Like it doesn't add up. Make it make sense. It won't make sense. I was looking over the new proposals, and the thing that I think is the most intriguing to me, and I haven't seen this at all. I saw it talked about, but I thought it was a thing that the players would never, ever go for. And I think that they actually might now, which is going to be an international player draft. So there's not going to be any more of those bidding. And they've been trying to get this right for a while.
I kind of like that idea.
I don't necessarily like it because I feel like
it gives everybody a fair shake, no?
But being a Yankee fan, I don't really want to.
Of course, you got Dominguez and you got all these guys.
Managed to do things a different way over the course of the last couple of years, where they've been getting rid of players and getting international prospect pool money in return. And when you each team is allotted a certain amount, obviously you trade players for more, and the Yankees are able to kind of really clean up in the low minors. I shouldn't say the low minors. The best of the best when it comes to the prospects,
right?
Because they get a top 5 guy almost every season from the international pool, whereas typically they're close to a contending team every year, so they're picking at the back end of the draft. So for these guys, for the Yankees to be able to get the talent that they do in the drafts or in the minors, they need the international thing to stay the way it is.
Correct.
And I will say one other thing. The thing that's kind of the main sticking point right now is the luxury tax that they're talking about, where it's going to be an exponential fine. It already is, but it's just going to make it harder for the teams like the Dodgers and the Mets.
No. This new cap per se was almost like straight up directed right at fucking the Mets and the Dodgers, because those are the teams that are right now above all.
The owners want the cap. You know, they don't want.
And the floor, by the way, would be 700,000, from what I'm hearing. No, that can't be right. No, never mind.
No, yeah.
Omit
that might be like minimum. No, it won't even be the minimum salary. No, but either way,
I thought I saw 700,000 somewhere.
There's a couple sticking points. They've been largely the same. They're closer. We'll find out more today. Hopefully, we get baseball and we can move all our fantasy drafts up, and we have all this content that we could start talking about, because I don't want to sit here and talk fantasy baseball on this podcast or on this show. I keep calling it podcast.
It's both.
I don't want to talk about fantasy baseball and then them have a season pushed back until All-Star break, and there's really just no point. I did that 2 years ago.
There's a lot. There's a lot that they have to get over. But again, they're very close. I have some optimism today. I don't know why today other than other days, but listen, if you guys are going to argue into the night and you're, give proposals and rejections and all this other shit, keep talking, keep the guys at the stadiums or wherever they're meeting, and let's get something done, because we need baseball back, specifically for content purposes and for draft purposes. And
we know that the owners really need the games back because the revenue has been down for the last 5 years.
Yes, the revenue is down. So get that done.
That's all bullshit, by the way.
I agree. I agree. That's complete garbage. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the new setup. It's going to be even more elaborate, and we're going to do different things to the set, and it all is because of this masterpiece known as the Cabinet Creations and Custom Interiors Sports Desk. So I do want. Did I say that right? Because yesterday.
You actually got that.
How do you like that? Because yesterday my uncle gave me some shit. He's like, "You better say it right next time." And I was like, "Did I get it wrong?" But yeah, so I didn't get it wrong this time. This desk, everything about this show, it will be upgraded. We'll get guests in here. We'll get guests via Zoom. We'll accept callers coming in soon. So there's a lot of cool shit coming up. We want to thank you guys for supporting Chop Sports the entire way. And of course, if you want to support us in a monetary way, patreon.com/chop sports. So I'm talking to you, Payne. I know you got a lot of money. I'm talking to who else? What?
Pretty sure it's /. Everybody always says /. I'm pretty sure it's a /.
Is this forward? It's forward, right? Or is that back? I don't know.
That is the /. The top of the slash is the direction in which it's pointing.
/. I don't know. Whatever. In any event, that's the show today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Lots to talk about, obviously, with 12 games on the slate. So we'll talk to Kyle in a little bit, get those games up and running. So see you guys tomorrow. For Sturch and Gooch, A4 in the house, who, by the way, is just literally reclining and having himself a not right in this second, but he was. Don't let him tell you he wasn't. And of course, Dina for producing. What, you saw it, right?
I'm sure it's on social media.
No, I didn't post it. I got a little nervous about posting it. I was like, I thought he was underage for a second. I was like, I can't do that. He's underage. And I was like, he's definitely a senior in college. Oh my God. Hey, by the way, we got accepted into William Patterson. We're not students, but they're now a part of the internship program. So William Patterson, shout out to those guys. Shout out to Temple that denied us. So Ash, talking to you, talk to your people. Okay. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Wow. My computer's going to die in 1 second.
Wow. Dude, look at mine.
We did it. Also, / or /? //
I
know.
Oh, okay.
I know, but are we supposed to use a / I'm pretty sure the / is the one we use, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
You got me, man.
You can't use a /
Is there even a /
URL
on this fucking keyboard?